Hey YouTube, I am Tiberius and you're about to watch an edited recording of a Twitch stream. You can check out my Twitch using the link in the video description. If you enjoy the content, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. Thank you and enjoy the video. So let's go to this site. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do, but sure. Okay, so we tried to do this box last week. No, not last week, on Monday. So let's send this to repeater. And we'll look at the source code. These vulnerabilities both had source code. So we go to this source code, we see the API submit takes the request body and passes it to this unflatten function and then assigns it to artist. And then we have artist.name includes hey, Westaway, or Gingel. It then returns a compiled pug template that says hello, and this is the template variable user. And then it passes the template variable user the string guest. So it turned out this flat library was 5, yeah, so 500. And if we Google that, flat Node.js, there's a prototype pollution. 5.00. There we go. Okay, so it said you could do this, where unflatten, if you unflatten an object like this, then it creates a global variable polluted, right? And we tried playing around with that. We weren't getting anything working. The issue is, and I was thinking about this after the stream, like I tried to just create a global user object, but thinking about this isn't technically referencing a variable. This is kind of its own locally scoped variable. So it's being defined right here. So even if we could create a global variable, there's really no global variables that make sense here. So what I think, there must be a pug vulnerability as well that relates to prototype pollution. So what we're going to do, pug template. See, we searched this last time. Template engine, prototype pollution. Okay, this looks promising. There is... All right. I guess first we should talk about prototype pollution again and how we can detect for it. So, Portswigger recently released server-side prototype pollution. Black box detection. So what is prototype pollution? Prototype pollution is most well known in JavaScript. So what is prototype pollution? So in JavaScript, you can create objects. So let's create an object, an object called A, and we're setting a variable B set to Tiberius. Okay. So even though this is a JSON, in JavaScript, these are just objects. Right? Now if we just do A, we get an object. Right? Do A.B, we get Tiberius. Right? So if we go into this object, though, we can see that, yeah, it's got B Tiberius, but it's got this prototype thing. Okay? So a prototype It's difficult to explain, but effectively, you can almost think of it as metadata for the object itself. So it kind of describes the object. And if you're able to change the prototype of the object, you can effectively change any object, right? So how we would do that, you take an object, and then you access the proto, right? And then you would basically, you can define stuff. So currently a.b is Tiberius, but if we do please subscribe, and now we do a.b, okay, that didn't work. Is it a.c? Maybe I can't overwrite it. No. Why is that happening? There we go. Oh, I guess because it already had a.b, that wouldn't work. All right, but now a.c has please subscribe. Okay, which you might think, all right, fine. But now let's create a new object. All right, let's create an object test. And this object is going to be blank. But now if I do test.b, ooh. Test.b is also please subscribe. Every single object now has an attribute called b. Right? Does that make sense? You can also do weird stuff. I'm not sure if this is going to work. If we print test, actually, can you? It's console.log, isn't it? Okay, so that prints the object. If we do, I think you can just do toString. Okay, maybe not. There's a weird way where you can like override the functions. Is it this? No. Anyway, there's some weird stuff going on. You can basically override functions sometimes as well. But all what I've shown you is client side. All right, this is all JavaScript within my web browser. And as soon as I close this tab, it all goes away. All right. So like, you know, if I do, what is it? A equals this, a.b, there's nothing. Okay. Yelana Shaman, thank you for subscribing with Prime. The problem is server-side prototype pollution, which happens a lot in Node, because Node.js is basically just JavaScript. If you can find prototype pollution server-side, it exists for the entire duration of the server. Right, so the Node.js server. Which is why in the past it's been extremely difficult to detect, because you like the article basically says, sometimes you can just denial of service stuff. But Gareth Hayes, who's basically his brain is coded in JavaScript. If there's one person who would be considered the world expert on JavaScript, it would be this guy. He did some research and found a load of cool methods for safely detecting parameter pollution. Not parameter pollution, prototype pollution. And these are the manual ones. To be honest, I actually like this JSON spaces one. All right, this is in Express, which I believe this does. And the way you do it is you need to set your response to raw. Okay. And you'll notice that in this response JSON, you have the key response surrounded by quotes. You then have a colon, and then you have the value surrounded by quotes, right? But notably, there's no space in between the colon and the value. So if we do proto, and then do JSON key, no, JSON spaces, gonna make sure I don't kill the thing. JSON spaces, and put a space there, right? So I'm overriding the prototype of basically whatever this object is, and I'm setting JSON spaces to a space. Now we have a space. See? Everyone see that? And remember what I said before, this is changed. So now if I take out that, we still get a space there. Alright? In fact, the space only goes away if I basically set JSON spaces back to blank string. And now we have no space. Okay? This is a really nice method of test. I think it's just really useful. And the reason I say you have to be in raw is in pretty sometimes you'll get spaces or they just won't show up. So try and stick to raw. Why JS developers didn't fix that? It's just the way JavaScript works, unfortunately. If you code JavaScript well, you shouldn't need to change it. And to be honest, in every language you can affect the object. It's just in JavaScript it's a little easier. So that's what prototype pollution is. So now we have this AST injection prototype pollution to RCE. What is AST? So AST abstract syntax tree. Okay, so it's a way of parsing text. Right, yeah, ABSEC has it. There's nothing really dangerous about it inherently. Like, yeah, deserialization is usually fine as long as, you know, you do it properly. And to be honest, like in Java, there might be a reason to override certain built-in object functions. Like the object class in Java has a toString method. But if you take an object and call toString on it, if you're printing it, it doesn't really make any sense to output anything other than the object ID or maybe the object class. But for other objects, for instance, string objects, when you print a string object, you probably want the string. So the string object is going to override the toString method and spit out the raw value of the string instead. And you can override any toString method in Java if it calls for it. But it's basically the same thing. Okay, so this AST thing is basically just how it parses stuff. If prototype pollution exists in the JS application, any AST, I'm going to call it AST or AST, can be inserted in the function by making insert during the parser or compiler process. All right, that's something. Let's just scroll down to the pug thing because that seems to be how it's done. I'm going to zoom in on this for everybody. Okay. So if it compiles, it's going to compile this. If we set prototype.block equal to this, okay, so it's just going to append it. All right, let's just try this then. So I'm going to copy this. We're not actually going to use this value, but we're going to copy it for now. And we just need to set the block. So I imagine I can just do this. Block. Oh, we need to do the artist name. So the artist name needs to basically be one of these three. So let's just use Hey. Boom! All right. I knew this was going to be simple now. Okay. So we have overridden the prototype of this block thing, which is just going to append the value Tiberius here. So the question is, can you... This probably happens before this bit. Yeah. All right. Just make sure that was... Right, yeah, so we can't do... We can't inject SSTI here. It's not going to work that way. And by the way, I believe if we just take this out now... Yeah, you see, it's still there. So we have correctly polluted the prototype. Alright, but this did say we could get command execution. Which I imagine is going to be down here. Prototype block. Okay. So it looks like we may just be able to call the child process thing. Okay, I think I need to shove that there. Okay. It didn't print anything out, but...
Thank you for
there
following.
we go. Alright, so we have command execution. I'm not sure if you... Let's see if we can even get a ping back on collaborator. It's curl. Curl's not found. Can we just use host maybe? Maybe I have to use use a bin host. Try a ping. Permission denied. Are you root? But it is echoing it out, so can I just do this? Oh. No. Yeah, collaborate will show DNS. Do I run that? Okay, yeah, I can remove the console.log. No. Can we just do bash? Sleep file. I need to do this in single quotes but backslashed because we need to escape them. Double backslash. Bash not found. Okay, so it's just sh then. Alright. Swap line with val. Yeah, because what was the other one we used? Okay, let's just do ID here. Didn't like that. Console.log. All right, no worries. I think we can do something here. Let's try something stupid like not bash, sh. There we go. So I noticed that we can't seem to get we can't seem to get actual output, but we can get errors. I wonder if we can do a redirect. So usually you can do redirect STT out to to STT out. Which I've just completely forgotten how to do, but we need to reverse it because we need to redirect STT out to STT. Here we go. This, but reversed. So can we just do... So we need to do 1 and 2. Oh, no, actually, sorry, we need to just do regular ID, don't we? No, just ID. Sorry. No. Actually, hang on. We can redirect. What am I talking about? We're in /app. So /app/static/CSS. Let's just do ID into /app static CSS ID.txt. Boom, I'm good. I teach this on my course, by the way. So I just redirected ls -l into cmd.txt. There's the flag. So we just have to cap this now. We're going to do... Actually, it should just be that. Nice! On the screen are my socials. Please follow me on Twitter, join the Discord server, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course follow me on Twitch to get alerted when I go live. You can also find all these links in the video description.